So before I start, I have two news for you. One is good, one is bad. So let me start with the bad one. The bad one is my presentation is in English, so please be prepared. It could be also good news for you. And the second news, the good one, is that this is the last presentation. So I promise you, if you give me 20 minutes, active 20 minutes, you will go home after that, correct? I'll start to count from now, please, my time. So my presentation actually is, in addition to what Professor Mustafa Ayata, first of all, thank you very much for the invitation, Mustafa, my friend Mustafa. I'm glad to be here again in Morocco and to give this new presentation in this important event. My presentation, the topic of my presentation is a little bit more than what my friend Mustafa mentioned. It's not only the teaching materials. I would like to report to you from our capacity building program. It's an integrated program to support our partner network to improve or to implement CSP technologies. Support means working together to reach good results to go on with CSP implementation. So the contents of my presentation, I would like to let you know a little bit about the DLR, then the Inamina Project, if you could call it a project or a program, I would name it rather. Then the Inamina Partners Network, very fast. And after that, I'll go to our capacity building program to show you what is the program, the capacity building program, and finally summary and outlook. So the German Aerospace Center, as you can understand from its name, it's the German Aerospace Agency, so it deals with aerospace research and development mainly, but also it's besides being responsible for aerospace and aeronautic activities and representing these activities worldwide on behalf of the German government, we are also a project management agency. Our mission is to explore the Earth and solar systems. It's very logical. Research to protect the environment. We conduct this and we contribute to develop technologies, for example, CSP technologies. We have many locations in Germany, as you can see here in this map. Besides these 15 sites in Germany, we have offices in Brussels, Paris, Washington, and Almeria, where I'm coming from. CSP technologies, it's a very well-known term for most of you. So, but for those who don't know some different technologies, we're talking about Tara and in Ouazzazate, the new project. Solar Tower, it's also planned in Ouazzazate according to the presentation of my colleague Nabil today. And finally, dish steering. These are being investigated and researched at the DLR. I will skip these actually because they are more or less some information about CSP. So I'll skip them very fast. Some pictures, PSA in southern Spain. Layout of CSP power plant. Power plant means it's not an isolated solution for a small use. It's a power plant which generates electricity with good quantity, a huge quantity with good quality as well. So keep this in mind, please. So CSP is a power plant and not an island solution. Now I'll move to my second point, the Inamina Project. And its capacity building program. Inamina, energy, MENA is Middle East and North Africa, and Morocco is part of this region. And we are aiming at sustainable implementation of CSP technologies in this region. So it's the overall objective of the Inamina project. You have seen this map earlier in the presentation of Professor Ayata. The Desertic map. So we are working inland. I don't have to tell you more information about the Desertic concept, but I would like to tell you that we support this concept with this overall objective, which I have mentioned already, and we think that we can achieve these objectives by permanent improvement of the technology, development of people capacities, and that's the topic of today's presentation, and finally support of the deployment of CSP technology, for example by the ENAMENA meteorological network. So this project is supported by the German Federal Foreign Office. Methodology of the ENAMINA project very fast is to engage the partner to achieve the project objectives through constructive cooperation. It's our first methodology point, then development and implementation of an integrated high-quality training program to train the trainers mainly, actually, to widen their dissemination. So we have a huge network, partners network of more than 45 partners, and many of them from Morocco, know-how transfer. So we're working in technology level and not in political or framework legalization level, but on technological level to support advancing in this field, specifically through know-how transfer. So I'd like to share our 30 years accumulated CSP know-how with our partners to work with them in this topic, implementation of joint R&D activities, and finally long-term cooperation. Most of you know this map as well. It's the solar radiation in North Africa and Middle East. So, but I would like here to show you the very fast our partner network. I'll start with Morocco. So we're working together with Mazen. You have here the presentation today earlier, with Erazen, with ONA, with UMP, it's the University of QoaideR. We're working with Ministry of Higher Education and Scientific Research, and also Ministry of Energy, Mines, Water and Environment, the sponsor of this conference with YNET, INIM, and finally ADERI, we have talks with them. In the other countries, we're working with similar organizations like those in Morocco. For example, we're working with CDAR from Algeria. We have a colleague from there here, and other organizations, Tunisia as well, working mainly with Technopole, Egypt, Jordan, and finally we're working with several organizations on the regional and international level. For example, the GIZ. We have here today the presentation of Mr. Tito U. So we're working with them. Finally, in Germany, we're working mainly with industrial and academic partners, and we would like to extend this network upon demand, upon your wishes and your requests, of course. So, again, to the ENAMINA project, we have the three structures. This structure of three modules, if you still remember this, which is technology, people, and support. And here, technology means support the improvement of the efficiency of CSP power plants. I don't want to go in depth into this topic, but our activities are concentrated actually in the development of mobile measurement equipment to qualify CSP power plants. So the new power plants to be built here in Morocco could be co-qualified by using these mobile measurement equipment. Second point is running of joint measurement campaigns at CSP power plant projects. Finally, support the creation of local test and R&D infrastructure. And that's also what we are doing in Morocco. This is the topic of today, so CSP or capacity building, support of the people. And here we have four pillars of, or four categories of capacity building, which I want to go in depth into these categories. First category is training program for field engineers, so people on site. Secondly, engineers at the academia, and this means students. And here we have to differentiate between CSP teaching materials, which were mentioned by Professor QoaideR, and offering internship to students. Third is training of project planners, project managers, and finally expert training courses. I'll come into detail into these points in details in the next slides. But third module is support, and here I would like to emphasize or highlight the Inamina meteorological network to receive reliable data of the direct normal irradiation. So it's one point here. Know-how transfer of CSP technologies belong to this module. Support successful project planning through producing materials, teach materials, and finally joint R&D researches with our partners. As mentioned, I will go into this module in more details, and here we are talking about capacity building. It's very much demanded, requested. Everybody is asking for that. Formation. And all of us know actually why do we need this, because in very simple words, you are going here, for example, let's talk about Morocco. You are going to build, you have a very ambitious plan to construct, to erect a new power plant, CSP power plants, photovoltaic power plants, wind energy power plants, and you need to strengthen your capacities, your local capacities, which are now in this time actually not in the correct stage to carry on the required work. So through capacity building, you will strengthen your capacities, and all of you know this actually is nothing new, and that's why we would like to support this wish and this need actually also by you in the frame of EnerMENA project. So the first category, as I mentioned, it's for field engineers, and the overall objective here to establish a capable CSP technical team in each partner country. For example, like Morocco, and here we had actually specific, very advanced technical courses at the Plataforma Solar de Almeria in southern Spain, in which we invited several engineers from the region, MENA region, including Morocco, for 4 weeks, intensive weeks, to have the result that this team is capable to carry on very specific tasks in each of our partner countries. This team will be supervised on the long term from our experts, and was provided with a mobile laboratory to carry out the mentioned tasks, if you remember. I think I have mentioned everything here. The second category is the teaching materials, and here we are talking about teaching materials first of their kind in the CSP field. So we have produced a full set. How many minutes do I have? 1 minute? Can you give me 3? It's the last presentation. This sub-module in which we have actually implemented these materials in Morocco here, in cooperation with Roynet and with INEM. Before that, and these teaching materials were prepared together with partners in the MENA region, professors, together with German professors and scientists, to satisfy the urgent need at your universities to teach the students about CSP technologies. So including not only CSP, but all of these, you can see. So we are talking about thermodynamics, about economics, about what else, maintenance operation, site criteria assessment, grid integration, social, economic, all of these aspects included. These materials are ready for implementation, have been implemented were distributed here in Morocco, and we are looking for further cooperation with these university professors to make the best of that. Next step is to publish CSP standard reference book with these materials, and I hope, inshallah, at the end of this year we'll have these materials prepared for that. The second pillar of this sub-module is internship, and it's very good point for the university, since most of you are university professors. We have offered, starting from last year, internship for university students at the Plataforma Solaire Expo. Maybe some of you know this place is the largest platform, testing and research platform worldwide in CSP technologies. We have offered students to come to us 2 weeks and to learn about CSP, to be introduced to CSP. This will enhance it's a good entrance for them in the CSP world, let me put it that way. So here I wanted to show you some pictures of from these students. Some of them were from Morocco actually as well. Okay, before the last pillar, very fast. Project planners and managers. It is we support very professional way project planners, CSP project planners and managers, to learn about how to successfully plan and conduct CSP projects. I could offer actually to hand out this presentation for you later so you can read all of the topics. And here finally, expert training in cooperation with regional organizations. We have organized, for example, here with ONE, this picture, for example, is capacity building course for experts, engineers from the entire Arab region, was organized in Casablanca in October 2012. 3 days intensive course about CSP to help these engineers to get a good launch in CSP field. I would skip then my presentation, the last few slides. Thank you very much for your attention. I think the message has arrived to you. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to do it. I'm sorry for English, but I cannot help with this.